Albania is next to Azerbaijan. Retard. No! It's Armenia that's next to Azerbaijan. Though they're not happy about it. How much do you guys know about the Armenian-Azeri conflict? Because I had to learn quite a bit about it last night at 5 a.m. and also a little bit this morning. And now that I'm a geopolitical expert, some stuff has happened. It's not good at all. Not even close. So you guys know how the Balkan states are a bunch of post-Soviet microscopic ethno-states that are consumed by voracious hatred for each other, and no political cause to them is more important than the complete annihilation of all their neighbors? Well, these aren't Balkan states, but there is definitely a similarity in that they are post-Soviet microscopic blah 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 blah. Here's the gist of it, okay? Let's get a map up, okay? Give me that world map. Just give me Google Maps and hope that I don't stunlock this time. Whoa. Click on that. There we go. So you see Azerbaijan and Armenia, two countries that you probably don't think about that much for a couple of reasons. First of all, Armenia and Azerbaijan are not in Europe. We just tend to think about Europe more, you know? Crazy how that works. These two countries despise each other. The hatred that the Azeris and Armenians have had for each other goes back, I can only assume, to the beginning of the universe, but I began reading at the beginning of the 20th century. And the, basically, they're kind of in Europe. Don't worry about it, okay? Listen, depending on who you ask, Armenia is in Europe and Azerbaijan isn't because Armenia is Christian and Azerbaijan is Muslim. The line goes right down the middle. Half of Turkey is European, half of it is Asian, whatever. Look, split right down the middle, okay? Don't worry about it, don't worry about it. Never ask a Turk what happened to Armenia in 1920. We'll get to it. Look, the basic gist of it is there's problems here, okay? They've been fighting for a long time. Then the Soviet Union happened, okay? Crazy how that works, right? Big old Soviet Union swallowed up a bunch of countries nearby, including these two. And Armenia and Azerbaijan, when they went Soviet, when they went Soviet, all right, ethnic tensions between the two groups were bad, but there was a kind of protracted effort on the part of the Soviet leadership to get these two to simmer down, Actually, a lot of people have been trying to get them to simmer down. Russia and Iran, funnily enough, have historically been peacekeepers in the the Azeri-Armenian relationship. Turkey, on the other hand, has historically supported Azerbaijan, which is funny because they're the country over and not the country they directly border. But Turkey is kind of basically gunning for Armenia to be turned into a smoking ash pit. We'll talk about that. Not great. Not good, not great. Cringe, not great, not good. So it doesn't show here on the map, all right? But you see, Armenia and Azerbaijan both contain minorities of each other's ethnic groups. As Karva in chat points out, Nagorno-Karabakh is I believe, there we go, right here, is an area inside Azerbaijan that is it contains primarily people of the minority ethnic Armenian group within Azerbaijan. And about 5 seconds after the Soviet Union fell and Armenia and Azerbaijan became independent states, this area right here also declared independence. By the way, I'm looking at an article called The Nagorno-Karabakh Conflict for a reason. Because you see, Azerbaijan did not recognize the independent enclave of Armenians within their border. How many people died here? Let's see. 28 to 38,000 killed between 1988 and 1994. Oh, look, the death count continues to 2022. It's almost like the ceasefire they declared didn't actually change anything, and they've continued fighting. 7,717 people killed in 2020 during a ceasefire. How wacky is that? You know? I guess you can chalk that one up to Armenian and Azeri, innovation, managing to kill thousands during a ceasefire. Incredible stuff there. You guys know the dealio, right? Ethnic group attempts to declare independence. Azerbaijan cracks down. Armenia and Azerbaijan fight. A lot of people, a lot of blood. They attempt to declare a ceasefire, but much like the Russo-Ukrainian ceasefire attempts, they don't really amount to much because Azerbaijan wants blood, and Armenia also wants blood. I think the Azeris are by far the more bloodthirsty in this conflict. I think so. Yeah, in my humble opinion, my personal humble opinion, you know. Anyway, this conflict has continued more or less to this day. Now, as you can see here by this this article from Associated Press, in which somebody seems to have deployed the Jewish space laser with a sort of cutting implement. Yeah, I assume this is a tracer round or some kind of like larger munition, but that is we'll just assume they have battle mages, okay? Listen, there's a warlock on the scene. It's an Armenian warlock defending his territory, you know, I don't know. Or yeah, railgun, fireball. Whatever, don't worry about it. Fighting on the border between Armenia and Azerbaijan has killed about 100 troops as attacks on both sides. On Tuesday, that was yeah, that's today. Fed fears of broader hostilities breaking out between the longtime adversaries. Armenia said at least 49 of its soldiers were killed. Azerbaijan said at last 50. The fighting erupted minutes after midnight with Azerbaijani forces. Wait, is it Azeri or Azerbaijani? Because I've seen both used. I think that there's kind of a grace to Azeri. Both is correct. I'm going to use Azeri just because it sounds kind of pretty. Azeri forces unleashing an artillery barrage and drone attacks in many sections of Armenian territory, according to Armenia's defense ministry. The ministry said fighting continued through the day, despite Russia's attempt to broker a quick ceasefire. See, Russia has attempted to mediate conflict between these two groups, even after the Soviet Union fell apart, I think in large part due to inertia. There is there was a political need to keep them from fighting each other back when they were part of the Soviet Union. But now that they're not, there's still kind of a Azeri is for ethnicity, Azerbaijani is for the country. Interesting. Okay. Interesting. It's added that Azerbaijani shelling damaged civilian infrastructure and wounded an unspecified number of people. Yeah. Here, I'll go over the broad swaths here. The two countries have been locked in a decades-old conflict over Nagorno-Karabakh, which is part of Azerbaijan, but has been under the control of ethnic Armenian forces backed by Armenia since a separatist war there ended in 1994. Azerbaijan reclaimed large swaths of Nagorno-Karabakh in a 6-week war in 2020 that killed more than 6,600 people and ended with a Russia-brokered peace deal. Moscow, which deployed about 2,000 troops to the region to serve as peacekeepers under the deal, has sought to maintain friendly ties with both ex-Soviet nations. Now, here's a quick pointer. Has anything happened with Russia recently that might diminish their ability to send troops to the region to act as peacekeepers to resolve local conflict? I think Azerbaijan is taking advantage of Russia's preoccupation to ramp up the conflict once more. In which case, we're probably going to see the same strategies that we see every time this pattern plays out, which is small aggression and skirmishes escalating until we see false flags or just sort of a precursor for military engagement being fully weaponized by the by their press. At which point they would engage in a full scale invasion. Which isn't great if you like things such as human life. I don't really want to take sides in this conflict, but on the other hand, I really do want to take sides in this conflict. Azerbaijan and Armenia are both what we might call suboptimal countries from the perspective of glorious Western European or American perspective. But uh, I do think there are some meaningful differences. You know, I gave a look over their recent history. So Armenia seems to side more with the West, being a largely Christian nation. Azerbaijan sides more with Turkey and considers itself more of an Asiatic country. Azerbaijan has worse human rights records, as far as I can tell, on basically every front, and is also a worse country when it comes to democracy, freedom of speech, and freedom of the press, with Azerbaijan worsening since 2014. And I believe they actually have the most journalists imprisoned, period. Do I have that? I remember reading that somewhere last night. At any rate, they have quite a few. Although Azerbaijan has held several elections since regaining its independence and it has many of the formal institutions of democracy, it remains categorized as not free by Freedom House. Armenia is partly free in comparison, who ranked it 9 out of 100 on the Global Freedom Score, calling it a consolidated authoritarian regime. In recent years, large numbers of Azerbaijani journalists, bloggers, lawyers, and human rights activists have been rounded up and jailed for their criticism of President Aliyev and government authorities. A resolution adopted by the European Parliament in September 2015 described Azerbaijan as having suffered the greatest decline in democratic governance in all of Eurasia over the past 10 years. So Azerbaijan is notable, it seems, specifically in the extent to which it is denigrated into a authoritarian regime, which isn't great. You know, there are better things to be. I want to learn a little bit more about this President Aliyev, since I assume he's the one largely responsible for the exacerbation of the conflict. Here we go. Oh shit, Ilhan Omar. No, not really. Oh man, he looks so nice though. Turkish Putin. He does look like a Turk. He looks evil. Nah, man, he could be like a kebab man. You know, like he calls you boss or whatever. The banality of evil. Yeah, yeah. The eyes kind of creep me out. No, I think he looks nice. I've been betrayed by this man's physiognomy. Look at what he posts on Twitter though. Interesting. Ah, yes, there we go. This is why I'm reminded of the Balkans. The naked racism and genocidal intent of the actors involved. That's what I like to see right there. You know, over here in the West, we have to couch it in like 50 euphemisms. But in a lot of in a lot of these countries, they can just go on, go to the press or a briefing or whatever, and they can just be like, uh, our neighbors are cockroaches, worthy not even to smear the bottom of our boots. Their women are ugly, and their babies malformed and gangrenous. Their end will bring joy to men worldwide. And it's just like it's like, okay, it's just all right. Um, thank you. To be fair, that's what NAFO posts about Russia. True, but they deserve it. Okay. Aliyev's family have enriched themselves through their ties to state-run businesses. Ah, yes, the post-Soviet special. They own significant parts of several major Azerbaijani banks, construction firms, telecommunication firms, partially own the country's oil and gas industries. And he is the son of the last president of Azerbaijan. Many observers see Aliyev as a dictator. He rules an authoritarian regime in Azerbaijan. Elections are not free and fair. Political power is concentrated in the hands of Aliyev and his extended family. Corruption is rampant. Human rights violations are severe, including torture, arbitrary arrests, harassment of journalists and non-governmental organizations. Yeah. Policies. Foreign policy. Trying to cultivate a positive relationship. Aliyev has met with multiple U.S. presidents during his tenure, George W. Bush, Barack Obama, and Donald Trump. Where's the Trump-Aliyev photo? Come on. Where's the Trump-Aliyev photo? There we go. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Absolutely. Wait, is that his wife? Holy shit. Oh, that's his daughter? To be fair, you can't really tell with, like, dictators. If they can get 18-year-old wives, they will. No, that has to be his wife. Why would he pose with his daughter? Her face does look photoshopped, yeah. It's both. Oh, well, that's also sort of endemic to the discrimination against LGBT people is severe in Azerbaijan. See, you people wouldn't last a second there. In 2020, ILGA Europe again declared Azerbaijan the worst country in all of Europe for LGBT rights. All of it? I guess I don't know what counts as Europe anymore, but all right. With the country receiving a final score of just 2%. Worse than Belarus. Yeah, Jesus Christ. Well, that's what I like to call not good. This is his failed mega project. Oh, please. I love dictator mega projects. Azerbaijan's $100 billion failure. 100 billion? What's the GDP of Azerbaijan? 42 billion? What? This would be the equivalent of the United States having a $26 trillion project. What the fuck do you mean? Okay. What? All right. Hold on. This YouTube video has 800 views, so this is either going to suck or be a banger, all right?
This is Azerbaijan's $100 billion failure. If built, the project would have been home to the tallest building in the world. But with Azerbaijan...
You can't do that! You can't! You're Azerbaijan! You can't do that, dude! Worst voiceover? Oh, come on, guys. It's gonna be a well-produced video, I think. It's a small channel. Don't be mean. He's got a higher-pitched voice. It's fine. Don't be mean.
Azerbaijan Tower's expected completion date in 2019, what went wrong? And is any part of the development still...
I love stock black guy reacting to the twists and turns of the narration. That's good. That's very good.
Actually happening? The short answer is that a lack of funding and a flawed design destroyed the project. But with the developer's CEO being arrested, there is a lot more to the story. The Azerbaijan Tower was a planned megatall skyscraper that was intended to be constructed on the Khazar Islands, 25 kilometers.
Okay. This image right here, this 3D render, cost 1/4 of Azerbaijan's annual discretionary spending, okay? Jesus Christ.
Constructed on the Khazar Islands, 25 kilometers south of Baku. Ibrahim Ibrahimov, the president of Avesta Group, who is the developer of the project, claimed that the Azerbaijan Tower would have been 1,051 meters tall, with 189 floors, which would have made it 223 meters taller than...
Okay, I'm not joking when I say that I think that single building, even if it could be constructed, which it can't, but if they were to construct it, would actually take more than the yearly GDP. Like, a building of that size, I think, would actually exceed the billions that this country has, like, in total economic productivity internally. Yeah.
123 meters taller than Dubai's Burj Khalifa, which is the tallest skyscraper in the world. But Ibrahimov's vision for the tower and city around it were quite different to Dubai's approach. He wanted his structures to seem less artificial and safer, as well as more beautiful. I don't know about you, but the Burj Khalifa is quite the sight in my opinion. The skyscraper was...
I love this video so much. I'm pretty sure this can be constructed 200 meters taller than the Burj Khalifa. I'm not actually sure. I don't actually know. Building it, I don't know. We're kind of on the cutting edge of you know, architectural potential here.
Was planned to be the centerpiece of the Khazar Islands, a 100 billion...
Oh, since when we dispel for a moment with the 3D render. And we see an actual picture, you know, 3D render Azerbaijan,
Islands, a $100 billion city made up of 41 artificial islands.
No.
These were planned to have spread over 30 square kilometers of reclaimed land from the Caspian Sea.
Wait, there's no way Azerbaijan has property prices so high along the Caspian Sea that would warrant the construction of artificial islands. Why? Dude, this is like massive dictator brain, okay? I swear to God, Dubai is just like the platonic ideal of dictator brain flex spending. The difference being that the UAE actually has money. Um, the like it's like the pinnacle of all their brains do the same thing, you know? They have all the children in the world they want to rape. They can torture and imprison journalists. They can do whatever they want, but their lives won't be complete until they bankrupt their country trying to build an impossibly shiny city made out of glass and like white marble or something. And they all do this. All dictators want to do this, you know? That's why whenever you have like cool leaders, you know, like not even cool leaders, man, even like like pink social democrat cuck boys like Roosevelt, even when you have people like him, you know, the architecture that we associate with his reign, with his administration, is like proletarian architecture, you know? Like the cool people, when they build stuff, it's like infrastructure and train yards, you know? That's the shit that I want to see. Oh, also clock towers. Clock towers are just good in general. Except for the one that they built in Mecca. That one's pretty bad. That one's not good. Do you guys know about that one? Okay, you know how Mecca, like holy site for Islam, like pilgrimage, the big cube and everything? Um this site is like unfathomably religiously significant. Like it like this would like it's impossible to even describe to a Muslim like how important it is. And then the Saudis were like, what if we built a clock tower that's bigger than Big Ben? And they built a clock tower that's like 20 times larger than Big Ben. And it's like you for some reason now you have like this late 19th century like European modernist architecture overseeing the cube, which is so which is it doesn't fit at all. It just comes across as kind of like disrespectful, I guess, or like out of place. Yeah, I don't know, because it was just being done as like a flex, right? Here's an image of who chose to do it. It's the Saudis. They're some royal family. Oh yeah, here's it for scale. It is, to be fair, a very large clock tower. So I mean that's cool, I guess. One of post-war Stalin's failures was he randomly decided that he loved neoclassical architecture, but built it only for apparatchiks. Khrushchev spanned out 3 trillion carable Khrushchevkas because the country lost 1/3 of its housing. Oh, you mean the Soviet bloc housing, the classics. I mean, better this than homelessness, I guess. Yeah, it's just dictators just have this disgusting obsession with flexing through architecture, you know? But you know what nobody ever complains about ever? Nobody ever complains about train yards, okay? That's what we need, all right? If you're like ultra powerful or whatever, and you're trying to flex on the world, you're trying to show everyone how cool you are, okay? Then look no further than Penn Station, the old Penn Station, okay? Just build Penn Station. Just build a copy of Penn Station somewhere in the world, okay? Build it anywhere. Build it in Florida. I don't care. Just build Penn Station. You're legally allowed to do whatever you want if doing whatever you want means that somebody gets to take a train and wait under an area that looks like this. They've renovated Penn Station since, by the way, and now it's disgusting and ugly. But Penn Station used to be really cool. For a time, wasn't this the largest room in the world, or am I thinking of something else? I think for a time the main atrium of Old Penn Station was the largest. No, that's Grand Central. Old Grand Central. Gotcha. We are so off topic right now. Holy shit, I just realized. Okay, new plan. Just build Grand Central. Okay? If you can make anything that looks like this. This is a photograph. Those God rays. I assume the reason these God rays are so visible in this photograph that was taken 100 years ago is because everyone here is smoking. I have to assume that's why. This is all like leaded gasoline fumes and cigarette smoke, and that's why they're so visible. Um that's my guess. They made the Moynihan train hall across Penn Station. Now it's so empty and big. Okay, well this is fucking disgusting, okay? This is why we need to return to tradition. What is this? Oh, like seriously, what is this? You know why there aren't any benches or seating? Because anti-homeless architecture. That's literally the reason why. Okay? Though it's not present here because they wanted their gigantic clean marble floors, you know? For a time, it was pretty common to see like lots of seating and benches. Like even Union Station in Los Angeles has a bunch of benches still. But like now it's like, oh yeah, you want to go somewhere, you know? Yeah. Just the way everything is built. I know they don't want to clog up traffic like right here around this area, but this didn't have to be built this way. You know what the main like sin of this building is? Is that it's fucking ugly, okay? Beautiful, ugly. Beautiful, ugly. Beautiful, ugly. Beautiful, ugly. That's the main difference. Oh, right. Sorry. Wait. Ethnic cleansing is happening. I'm so sorry. Oh, wait. But we were watching this.
To house over 1 million residents with 150 schools, 50 hospitals, numerous parks.
Wait. I'm so sorry. These are the waiting rooms in the Moynihan train station? Are you fucking kidding me? We need to return to tradition right now. Ted Kaczynski was right about everything. Every single thing that he said was correct. Oh my god. What the fuck is wrong with the people who designed this? It's a fucking train station. Why are you trying to make a Starbucks cafe? It's seating arrangement. What's wrong with those benches? Because this is not proletarian architecture, okay? This is not proletarian, all right? This is bourgeois. This is not proletarian enough, okay? I like them. The problem is volume, okay? What this picture doesn't show you is the 17 guards right behind the photographer that will shoot you if you sit down in any of these seats while being homeless. Nice anti-homeless benches, by the way. I like these little wooden to keep you from laying there. Vaush be like cushions, that's bourgeois. True. Here's a side-by-side. Look what we've lost. Oh no. Proposed designs through the development process from 1999, 2005, 2006. Not the most high-res photo here. So this is compared to the one we saw before. I actually I actually really like how it looks like you're just in the middle of buildings on this one. Yeah, it's like an outdoor room. It's kind of like an atrium. Isn't that cool? It's soulless. All three of these are better than what we ended up with. At least these make you feel like you're part of a like you're part of a community or like an urban block. Whereas the modern iteration, this just feels like a like this literally just feels like an airport. Like look at this, you know? Like this doesn't I don't feel in any way like accommodated by the environment here, you know? Like these potentially like there could have been something here, you know? I don't know. Yeah, it does not inspire joy. Listen, I will not be satisfied. The ultimate proletarian architecture is when we just build train yards to every single person's house. Every residential neighborhood will have a central train station that will branch out into a bunch of mini trolleys that will run to electrified rails to every single person's house, okay? And anything less than that is bourgeois. Stop! I'm not looking at more links. Stop! Except for this link. This is nice. Big light.
University campuses and a Formula One racetrack, which would have made it one of the largest cities in Azerbaijan. The tower was also said to be capable of withstanding earthquakes up to a magnitude of 9 on the Richter scale.
What? Yeah, me too, dude. 9? A kilometer tall? 9? Okay.
Which is quite hard to believe, as Burj Khalifa is only built to withstand an earthquake up to 7 on the Richter scale. On the other hand, Dubai does not lie in a fault line, which means that the risk of an earthquake is extremely low. Azerbaijan, however, is in a more earthquake-prone region, like we've seen with Dubai over the last decades, which went from almost nothing to one of the most sought-after vacation spots in the world. This project was meant to have the same effect for Azerbaijan, as tourism is one of the fastest ways to improve a country's economy. The islands were to be equipped with 150 bridges and a large municipal airport to connect the islands to the mainland. In Ibrahim's words, it
isn't a level 9 earthquake basically the earth just fucking opening up and swallowing the city? Yeah, I don't think anything is rated for a level 9 earthquake. I don't think you can prepare for a level 9 earthquake. I think at a level 9 earthquake, the engineers are just like, what happens, happens, man. You know? If you ask the engineers to build, you know, a skyscraper to prepare for a level 9, they're just like, dude, just give up, dude. Have we seen a level 9 before? This is what I get for not taking Adderall today. Infinite recursive stun lock. Level 9 earthquake. Alright, well, I googled level 9 earthquake and all of the photos look like the post-apocalypse. So you can, I don't know, dude. I don't know, dude. A 9 is a biggin. Chile had an 8.9. 8.9 is close enough. So 8.8. 8.8 was the 2010 earthquake. Okay. Boom, boom. Yeah.
It was supposed to be like a new Venice, but as a large part of the project was to be built
Stop
on artificial
blinking!
islands, similar to the ones in Dubai or the Colombo City Island of Sri Lanka, there are a lot of things that could have easily gone wrong just based on that. Like with a lot of man-made islands, they seem to have an ability to sink over time. There have been many reports of these failed artificial island projects around the world, because you guessed it, building an island in the middle of an ocean is not that easy. It demands
Who could have thought that there would be different geological characteristics to an island made of compacted soil and sand and rock and bedrock and just a pile of dirt that a boat shot into the ocean? Who could have thought that these would have different degrees of long-term stability?
an incredible amount of planning, resources, and manpower. Dredging in itself is a really complex procedure, which is the process of removing the sediment from a water body, transporting it, and then depositing it in another location. Not to talk about all the potential sea creatures and reefs you'll destroy. The buildings in these man-made islands also tend to crack due to the harsh climate and the often pressing deadline, which results in subpar work. But there are a lot more reasons why the project failed. The development was expected to cost $100 billion, with $30 billion coming from foreign investors. Construction of the Khazar Islands began in March 2011, and partial buildings were achieved during Azerbaijan.
Oh, God. Should we add Azerbaijan to our ironic pseudo-Balkan racist tier list? Like, right, because we're very racist against Serbs. Should we add the Azeris as well? So it's like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's good. If we return to tradition, then petty tribalism has to be a part of it. Why does it look like a zoo? It does look like a zoo, doesn't it? Like a bad one. Yeah.
Azerbaijan's economic boom. However, the project's gigantic scale and lack in design became more apparent in 2015 as the oil price crashed. Furthermore, in the middle of May 2015, Ibrahimov was arrested due to his company's inability to start repayment of Avesta's debt to the International Bank of Azerbaijan, rumored to be around $57 million. When released, Ibrahimov's company stated,
You love to see a $100 billion project get cut off early because one of the leaders of the company, you know, can't repay a couple million in debt. That's a good way of indicating that you have the capital necessary to engage in this project.
Later insisted that the project was still scheduled to be completed between 2020 and 2025 with help from Chinese investors. In a 2017 interview, Ibrahimov still insisted.
I love shit like this, okay? You know who I want Channel 5 to interview? Literally any of these guys. Anybody who claims, yeah, we can build a kilometer-tall skyscraper that'll withstand a level 9 earthquake, and also it'll be done somewhere between 2020 and 2025, and it'll be 100 billion. Anyone who says this is either lying and hoping they don't get executed by the Azeri, like, Secret Service, or is completely delusional. I desperately want, like, a real talk guy to just, like, chat with them for a second. Like, do you really think you can do this? How much of it do you have done? And they show, like, the gravel pit they've dug out, you know?
With help from Chinese investors. In a 2017 interview, Ibrahimov still insisted that long-delayed works would finally restart later that year. In October 2017, Ibrahimov was reported to have restarted his work with Avesta and declared that he would not leave Azerbaijan's future promised land. But was this true? And what about Azerbaijan Tower? Construction on the Azerbaijan Tower was planned to begin in 2015 with a completion date sometime in 2019. But as you know by now, that did not happen due to the lack of capital. And with the CEO of development and company arrested, the construction of the tower never even started. The Khazar Islands, however, actually have some half-built buildings, and some people still believe that the islands will
Dude, I fucking love this channel. This is great.
happen somewhere between 2025 and 2045, but this is quite a naive point of view. With almost no information of the project since late 2017, and with the centerpiece being totally cancelled, we can confidently assume that the project will never come to life.
I fucking love this channel, dude. Absolutely. 0 dislikes. Uncontested. That's kind of nice. Through the stream viewership, we managed to sextuple the number of people who have watched that video in just like one fell swoop, you know? Oh god, what were we doing? Oh shit, god, fuck, they're gonna fucking kill all the Armenians. Oh Christ. Oh god, there's so much. Oh god, they're gonna kill all the fucking Armenians, dude. What was the other shit I wanted to... Oh god, the conflict. Oh, wait, that's a lot of sources. Wow, that's a lot of sources. Look, right now, Russia is not in a position to really moderate, and I don't know if Iran is willing to stick its neck out. Turkey has been pretty bold lately. I mean, obviously, Turkey is not exactly a cool country. You know, definitely my least favorite NATO member, like, by far. The, you know, I don't know how much they're going to directly enable this. Naturally, because Turkey is pro-Azerbaijan, Greece is pro-Armenia, because Turkey and Greece are in a, you know, sort of an eternal divine stunlock to fight over who is the gayest, and also, like, who's the father of, who Alexander the Great was or something. I don't know. Aren't they always fighting over, like, which thousands of years old historical figure they can lay claim to, you know? Whatever the case may be, you're a weak sperm, etc., etc. I don't think Greece is in a position to do anything about anything, though, so it's very possible that outside of, you know, foreign intervention, Azerbaijan might just, like, wreck Armenia. Neither of these are nuclear states, and in addition, if I remember correctly, Azerbaijan spends about 3 times as much on its military as Armenia does on its. I think Armenia spends around 800 million, and Azerbaijan spends around 2.3 billion. Azerbaijan also has a higher population. So it seems like, you know, it wouldn't go well for Armenia if they actually did fight. You know, a couple of pointers. Obviously, this is very unfortunate. We support our Armenian brethren, and we curse the pig dog Azeri people to the depths of hell, of course, naturally. Obviously, you know, that goes without saying. Additionally, I think this is kind of like a nice little sneak peek, you know, like a hidden look into like non-nuclear military proliferation, because it's kind of funny that a lot of these non-nuclear countries act like European countries did 200 years ago, where without nukes, it's just like infinite fighting all the time, nonstop, which is, you know, which is something, you know, which is a strategy. I think it's kind of a reaffirmation of how pathetic and how fake the Soviets' promise of ethnic unity was. Apparently, there were ethnic conflicts between the Azeris and the Armenians even during the reign of the Soviet Union, but the Soviets just fucking censored it. Like, there was a state policy of preventing information from getting out about the conflicts between the ethnic groups because they didn't want to let people know that there was ethnic conflict within the Soviet Union. And yeah. Yeah, you know, hopefully a sneak peek into the multipolar world. Yeah, multipolarity is actually bullshit. We found this out. It's not good, actually. Multipolarity through, like, trade blocks is good. Multipolarity through military blocks is not good. All the world should belong to NATO. And NATO should belong to the world. Alright, get me out of this segment. I can only handle so much stun locking. We have to get out. Let me out, let me out, let me out. Let me out, let me out, let me out, let me out.